Welcome to Ignite Success, where we talk about people, places, and projects that fire us up. I'm your host, Suzie Becker, and I'm here with Dabs McInnis of Dabs Productions. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you for being on. I want to start with your name. Dabs is a nickname that originated from being called
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
In middle school.
In middle school. And we talked just before this episode started about how abracadabra comes from the Aramaic, I create as I spoke. And that's sort of how you got into the DJing industry.
Pretty much how I got into the DJing industry.
So tell me, you've been doing this for so long. How old were you when you started?
I was 13 when I started. I started promoting at 13.
You promoted parties.
I promoted parties in
So
my
tell
town.
me, how did you get that idea? What inspired that?
Well, it was inspired by my brother. He used to do parties. I was a younger, kind of him wanting to do some stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I could throw some parties too. So I would go to places and say, hey, look, I want to use your spot. Places where maybe on a Wednesday for, the kids, they were closed. And I would say, hey, can we use your spot? And I would hire a DJ, I hired bouncers and door person, and there I went, and I promoted the parties.
So at 13 years old, you were doing business development,
Yeah.
and you were hiring other people to do the parts of the party that you couldn't do.
Right.
And then what happened?
And then what happened is about a year in, my brother actually ended up pawning some stuff, and I actually had my mom get out of pawn. It was the last day. And I had one turntable, one cassette player, and some Sansui speakers, and I fired my DJ and started DJing myself.
And that was it.
That was the start.
Did you have any particular musical influences that you were leaning towards, or what was the music of the day?
The music of the day then was pretty much a lot of funk. I did, it was in the 80s, 70s, 80s, so
Yes,
it was a while ago, yeah,
So
I did
you're
a lot
an
of
originator in this field here.
Oh, yes. I was back in the records. Well, actually, at 45s I had cassettes. I even had 8 tracks.
Oh, old school.
Old school, way
And
back
so
in the day.
as time goes on, you've got to change all of that up,
Yes.
which means you have to keep booking gigs so you can change your 8-track to vinyl, your vinyl to cassette, your cassette to CDs. So tell me, how has the DJ industry changed in the last, let's say, 10 years?
Oh, geez, in the last 10 years. For a long time, it took me to actually even start switching over to CDs from records. I have my vinyls. I still got a lot of vinyls at home. But from now it's mostly digital. So from the last 10 years, everything is digital. Most of the guys run off their laptop. You don't have to carry crates of records, like I did in the past.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
Okay.
We're going to be real here.
All right.
What's all this then, if they're doing it all on digital?
and they have some digital programs that will handle it. They actually came out. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and they had a system where when the vinyl records came out, there you can actually use the turntable to act like you're playing the record, which you weren't really playing it. It was all playing digitally, but it looks like you were scratching and spinning and.
So this was AI before AI.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
were pretending. So now you have less equipment to carry. And you can focus more on the event itself.
Right, yeah.
And so now you do promotions, but it's more for event specific. You're at people during their most special times in their lives.
Right.
So tell me some of your favorite events that you've done.
So my favorite events are weddings. I do weddings mostly. I do other parties, but weddings are my top. So.
What's your favorite wedding song that people have ever danced to?
Oh boy, a lot of times I'll come out with a celebration.
It's a good one.
It's a good starter.
Yep.
There's a few other ones, but Mama for Mother Song Dance. And,
what about a dad song, the first
I
dance?
It's changed a lot, but I used to do a lot of Bob Carlisle, Butterfly Kisses. That was one of the.
Oh yeah.
And it's still a nice song.
It's still, the classics are still classic in the wedding business. People still revert back to what they're familiar with. People are still doing their electric slide.
Oh, still doing the electric slide.
Have we kept the chicken dance? We added the cha-cha slide.
A few other ones.
That's right. So how can people find Dabs Productions if they want to book you?
You can go to my website, dabsproductions.com, of course, dabsproductions.com.
Are you on social media?
I'm on social media under Dabs Productions.
Excellent.
Yep. So you can find me on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So if you are looking to make some magic at your next event, you can find out more about Dabs McInnis and Dabs Productions at dailynewsnetwork.com. Thanks so much for being
Thank
here.
you. I appreciate it.
I'm your host, Suzie Becker. Stay inspired and inspiring.